Catch that? Doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. We're the welcome to the podcast with as many hosts as the Western Australian Liberal Party has elected representatives at the moment.
That's true.
I'm trying to trigger Jason.
I would say. Well, there goes the politics thing.
No,
We're done.
You gotta be very disciplined. Throw things in.
Yeah, look.
They go to lunch together. They can hang out and strategize. They don't even need a big room.
Yeah, I was gonna say
the room clean first.
Oh yeah. All the local hotels are like, do you want to run a conference at our thing? Just a room is fine. Like,
they sit in the room. Across
we'll just have a twin room if we could. Yeah,
just avoid where the rape happened. And just sit over this corner.
Jesus Christ. But no,
no politics from you.
No sadness about that. I mean, it is interesting the cascade effect that it's had. Federal doesn't care. No, it doesn't mean nothing. But Vic Libs have already called for a spill. I mean, and then it's like Brad Batten or something. I've never heard of him. Who's that? Yeah.
Dictator Dan.
Dictator Dan with his that's the joke. Yeah, it's like you can call him a lot of things, but you can't call him spineless because he's definitely got a back.
Boom tish.
Yes.
Anyway, cool. Let's do some gaming stuff.
Get well soon, Dan. Anyway.
Yes, let's do some gaming. Get well soon. Western Australian Liberal Party.
Nah, don't.
I was going to tweet him. Are you okay? Anyway. Hey, all right, cool.
Send it to Jeff Kent at the same time.
Anyway, so let's go with some gaming news. So Halo. I got some Halo Infinite news, and I'm going to make a prediction. A bold prediction, which you probably already know, because that always happens. I go, I reckon this is going to happen. You go, no, that's totally confirmed. Anyway, so Halo Infinite will have dynamic weather,
yes,
and open world,
yes.
So you can just run around to it. Grand Theft Halo,
yes. So
this
has been a recent topic in our Discord. So
Discord, that's the white supremacist network. I don't go near.
Yeah, you don't go near it, sure. But
yeah, we talk about that on Gab.
That's good. I hate Chen.
On 8chan, wherever the hell it is now. Yeah, it's 8kun or something.
The psychology of changing it from Chan to Kun is just so. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna guess that means something, but yeah.
Chan is like the honorific for girls. Like if you're talking to a girl, Natsuki-chan. Whereas like if you're talking to a boy, it'd be like, like Kenta-kun. Kenta-kun.
I thought that would be because if it was Australian, it would have been 8 cunt.
Yeah. They changed it.
Yanks would hate that.
They changed it from the female honorific to the male honorific. Just put that
that's
out
sexism.
There. Well, I mean, it's 8chan.
Oh man.
Yeah. Anyway,
you know what though? I've got to say,
I like it when I talk about Halo. That's all right.
They're not. It's not all boys on that. I actually know female shit posters. I know some female, and they
Australians are overrepresented though. Australians are
I know some female, and they're massive shit posters, and they love it. They love it, right? And this is something that I did an education site a few years ago, a little startup, never went anywhere, but. That's how it happens. But anyway, one of the people involved was a school psychologist. Yeah. And pretty, she had a lot of that stuff, right? I won't say any details. Anyway, she was telling me that when it comes to anonymity in websites and that, the girls have far more, how would you put it, they benefit far more from that. And then they can go on and just be themselves. Yeah. And I know some female shit posters. They go on and they.
And I know from your list the 4 people you're talking about.
Well, I know
I'm not naming names.
I know some of them were very big in random video game movements, and they were having the time of their lives. Yeah. So when people go, it's all young males. It's actually not.
It's mostly though. Like let's be real.
It is, but it's not exclusively.
Yeah. But I think that is a distinction that's worthwhile.
But anyway, where we Halo
Infinite. So we've been chatting about Discord. Don't bring up the white supremacist thing again. So Discord, we were chatting about how.
Hang on, wait. I've got to log into Parler
because that was. I assume you read that on Survivor's recent article.
What was that?
About the open world stuff.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Yeah. So actually, that's one of the sites I read.
Yes. So he was the one who said that. But even we were discussing a couple of days ago, if you read some of the interviews that they've said, it's not a true open world. It's large stage areas similar to the first game and to Reach and stuff like that, where it's more these areas where you might have to complete multiple objectives. Do it similar to how
Are there brothels
Gears,
and stuff?
Gears, no, it's not. It's
I
not,
want to get collective Karen upset about
don't give him any excuse. Or get old mate Griff the crime dog.
Griff
onto
the
it.
crime dog with his Asuna body pillow.
Yeah. We should send him one. That's what I'll send him. You get
another
one.
one?
Yeah. I'll send him another one.
I'll get 2 now.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got 10 now.
Just send him a full lolly one. That'd be great. Just send it anonymously.
Yeah, he'll know what it is.
Of course he will.
Look, my orders come.
Yeah.
That's slightly different.
My orders come and so have I.
Because it is a thing. I know it's a meme. It was a meme before memes were a thing.
Yes.
The politician that gets upset about something and is totally into it.
Did you? I mean, the
that's not politics. That doesn't count.
The best one recently was the Hungarian one who was very anti-gay, very anti-LGBT, and then got caught like a multi-man orgy.
Yeah,
and like
look, good on if they want to. That's it. If that's their thing, good on them. But don't go telling everyone else not to.
Yeah, exactly. Again,
you're just trying to save it all for yourself.
It's hypocrisy for mine. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like it's just like. You shouldn't. You don't really have the right to say what anyone should do with their life, let alone.
Well, see, you know my view on that. That's whether you believe you live in a free society or not, and that influences my views on many issues like that. And sometimes I think, that might be stupid or not for me. But if you are genuinely a free society, then people have got to be allowed to.
Yeah,
it's just what it is. People have got to be allowed to do things that I don't really like. If it's a free society.
It's not hurt anyone yet. No.
But you know what? Nobody ever dreams of a utopia with somebody else in charge.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
We're talking Halo?
Yeah, Halo. So, if anything, it just goes to show you how little hype there is around this Halo game, and it makes me sad. They brought in people from the Coalition to help, which is when they say open world.
From the libs.
They got the time now. Well, it's not like they're in Parliament anymore.
Well, if the libs have got involved in video game, it's going to make Gamergate look like nothing.
For sure. Literal Nazis.
Oh, boy.
I
might go down the path.
Yeah, let's not. But yeah, no, so, you have this, I reckon if they're saying open world, it's a Gears of War style open world.
What, so you walk everywhere slowly?
No. So the 5, the recent one, it was like, here's this map. It's the desert map, and the desert map has 4 or 5 main points you have to take. There's a couple of points of interest.
Was there a Halo 5?
No, there was a Gears 5. There wasn't.
I was going to say, because I asked Microsoft, even they deny it.
Yeah, no.
It's not even in the Master Chief Collection.
No.
It's weird. It's
such a shit game.
It's like I imagined it.
It's the worst game. Anyway.
It's not terrible. It's just not really a Halo game.
Yeah, it's an ODST game, and they should have just called it that.
I like the ODST.
I kind of didn't, but long story. I like what they tried to do.
What, you don't like something I liked?
What a world. That's a new phenomenon.
We're trying something new today.
Something different, yeah. But yeah, so, I feel like it'll be open world in the way that Gears 5 was open world. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a little bit different to what the GTA style open worlds are.
I want it to be GTA style open world. But anyway, there was bad news though.
Yeah.
Before I get to my prediction, my amazing prediction.
Yeah.
Bad news, no dual wield.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh, I don't know. I like it. I used to like it.
I went on to hate the concept. Yeah. It is interesting that they've changed that for 6. You know what I mean?
One of the elites full of needlers.
Yeah, well, that was the combo, wasn't it? It was either the shotgun from the monkeys, or it was the you get the magnum and then the needler. It's full of needles, and if that doesn't do the job, pop.
Should have been able to dual wield rocket launchers. I actually played Halo. I played Halo the first game with my son a few years ago when he was a bit younger, and we unlocked one of the skulls that gives you unlimited ammo. Yeah. And so we just went through the library level with rocket launchers, and the floods coming out everywhere. And we just boom. It was the best fun.
That was so brutal.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, okay. I'm going to make a prediction.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Here you go.
Halo Infinite will not appear in anything less than a Series X. It's going to be a Series X exclusive. I'm going to call it now.
Look, maybe.
Yes.
I feel like. Look, it's
Seffi's on board.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Virtua Fighter Kids than a game that can't dual wield. Or Cannon Fodder.
Yeah, I don't know. I can see where you're coming from. I don't agree, but I can see how if they announced it, I'd just go, oh yeah, like it would make sense.
I bet you're frozen Pepsi that.
$1, sweet.
It's Series X exclusive. Well, I have a lot of money at the moment.
So it's a choice. It's the choice of a new generation. Yeah.
You already drank yours. It's just not on.
I've got
still
a
got some
bottle of
left.
Pepsi Max.
I know that's.
Pepsi Max is uniquely Australian. Yeah, like we're the only country that really makes it.
What is it like? Fanta in Germany?
That's a different problem.
Is it really? What's the deal with that? This isn't Halo.
There's sugar-free Pepsis in other countries, and
Yeah.
they follow similar recipes. But Pepsi Max is a uniquely Australian product.
Really?
Yep. You can now start to get it overseas. It started to expand, but they pulled it back. Like Japan has Mets Cola and a few other Pepsi sugar-frees, but they're not the same as Pepsi Max. They're similar, but they're not the same.
You know what other drink is uniquely Australian product?
Wow.
Good iced coffee.
Farmers Union?
Actually, I've gone off. No, well, is Luke watching? Because Luke's like, kind of gone off. Anyway, now, Halo something. It's going to be serious. I can't see how they're going to do.
Yeah.
This is my reason, right? I reckon they'll be spooked after Cyberpunk.
Yes, but
If that happens again...
If that's the case, Cyberpunk still ran okay on S and X. It still ran okay on them, right?
Yeah,
it didn't run good.
Imagine the Sony fanboys in media what they're going to do.
Agree.
If Halo, even you saw the Halo preview,
Yeah.
right? And some of the graphics weren't great, and already all the fanboy Sony media plebs were all over it. Like, oh look, it's really crap. Dudes, it's a year away from launching. Like,
yeah.
I don't think they'll take the risk.
Yeah, that's why I say I can see where your logic comes in. I'm not convinced. I think, mate, if you said it was just next gen including S, I'd be okay. Yeah.
Okay, go S as well. All right.
I agree that it's not Xbone. I don't think it was ever going to be Xbones.
Yeah, it was going to be Xbone.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Mate,
I'm just saying that maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, actually, no, that'd be a shit prediction if I predict it's going to be on the thing it was originally going to be on. So, mate, no, well, it was supposed to be originally on all of them.
Charlie Intel.
Yeah, but he says PlayStation 5 on this. Which platforms will Halo Infinite be available on PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
Guys,
I think it's just X and S. There you go.
How good am I?
Yeah. No, one. Okay.
Yes, it says Xbox One. I win.
Yeah, okay.
Nah, it's changed.
Yeah,
you can see they've already changed the website. They've already changed the banner.
Yeah.
Even they're onto it.
Oh, yeah, true.
They changed the banner. They haven't changed the content. I'm a genius.
Well, what's the bet that'll come down the line? Optimized for this. So I reckon they'll release it, but it'll be either after or...
Nah, just make a top-down TD version on the Xbox and just leave it at that. So anyway,
wow. So it's still got it there.
Yeah, it's still on the site, but the banner's changed actually. So I'm onto something, I reckon.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to go with that.
All right, not bad.
You owe me a frozen Pepsi. If I'm right.
I'll know another one. Yeah.
Actually, you can owe me a Dare Ice coffee. That's like $3.
They're expensive though.
Yeah, that's like $3.20.
Yeah. Boss Black's cheaper than that.
No, it was after a coffee.
Yeah, I was saying a real coffee, not a sugar milk.
All right, let's more Xbox stuff.
Yeah.
I might have some PlayStation stuff, but let's see. I do actually. They won't like it. More Xbox stuff. Now that Microsoft owns Bethesda, which Luke was actually messaging us about while we're recording last week's podcast,
because that got approved by the EU and the American approval boards.
Do any sales ever not get approved?
EU's a shocker for knocking people back. They've done it a few times. Siemens got knocked back for one. Vivendi got stopped from Ubisoft, and that was why they're trying to buy them out the other way. Right. Yeah, so
it's just the Yanks.
But also,
and us don't do
EU's got that hard on for Microsoft after the Netscape Navigator bullshit. You know what I mean? You remember? Like, and to be fair, of all the things that Microsoft did, that was like the least. Like, they got them on a bad rap for all the other bad stuff Microsoft does. Like,
look, that was a bad rap. All the old anti-Microsoft stuff was as a person in sort of the industry, I guess, and it was all as dumb as the current anti-Bill Gates stuff. They were all on the wrong track. Yeah. They were onto something, but they didn't have it right. Anyway, 20 Bethesda games that just hit Game Pass.
They hit yesterday, so yeah.
Mostly several versions of Doom.
Yeah. all versions, including Doom 64, which is like an interesting museum
Skyrim
piece.
and Oblivion.
Skyrim, Oblivion, and Morrowind. The original Morrowind is now on
okay, so you can play...
so you can play the good one.
Isn't it weird how everybody likes the first one they played, but nothing after? Because I was used to tell me Morrowind was the best. I never played Morrowind.
Yeah, Morrowind's great.
I always used to reckon that Oblivion was the best, but I never played Morrowind. Skyrim, but
now you Zoomer kids like Skyrim,
yeah. Yeah, but Skyrim was nice, but it was sort of like Could have been DLC, but anyway, let's see. Where are we? So 20 Bethesda.
Yeah, and the other one with Xbox Game Pass having Bethesda games now as well as New Vegas is on there as well.
Ah, the good one. Yes, which I actually played wrong because I ran through all the death claws and now I'm stuck. And
you went past the train yard?
I can't remember what it was. I just wanted to go to the city, right?
So you had to go through the scorpions, through the death claws.
Basically, I just ran.
Just start fresh. It's such a good game. It's such a good game. Like you can play it again.
I couldn't be bothered. Yeah. And I got there and I can't get in the city, right? I've been stuck there for years.
You know what other game dropped on Game Pass? Elite Dangerous.
Oh, really? Yeah, they're getting... okay, I'll finish this and I'm going to talk about Elite Dangerous because Elite Dangerous is become shit. But anyway, so I loved it when I first played it, but I'll tell you why in a moment. The other thing I was going to say is probably to no one's surprise. Remember they said that when they bought Bethesda that all the games would be multi-platform and all that? They won't be.
They said they'll honour existing contracts and they'll view it on a case-by-case basis, but... The reason they bought them was for the library. So.
And which kind of was obvious. Why are they buying?
I'm surprised that they even flirted with the concept. Like I
think they were just making it up until they want to prove the sale.
Yeah.
But there is, that's actually linked to a story I'm going to talk about later, which is sort of Sony. So remember that. Now, Elite Dangerous. Elite Dangerous started off as a beautiful game. It was a 1-to-1 mapping of the galaxy as we know it. So if we know of a star or a planet
or
in a galaxy,
whatever,
a nebula or anything, it was all reproduced. So you could fly around Elite Dangerous and fly around our galaxy. And it was beautiful. It really was. It was like playing Euro Truck Simulator. You were just transporting stuff. You could do some combat and stuff, but you could do pretty much anything. But what they've done the last year or so, they've started to I don't know who
like a precursor race or something now.
Yeah, they added what are they called in Halo?
The Covenant's the thing.
The old ones. God! They added an ancient race,
like
right?
The Reapers and all that kind of stuff.
They added an ancient race that left behind this Guardian technology, right? And you had to use it to go through and grind through and get all these special Guardian techs. And then get special engineers. The engineers were there a bit early, but then to upgrade your weapons. And it got to a point where people wanted to grind and do that, got just stupidly overpowered. They'd have corrosive bullets in their guns and stuff like that. It was just so bad. And the jump range originally, you'd be tweaking a jump range between 28 and 32 light years typically. Yeah. Suddenly the jump range is 70 or 80 light years, and it's just because you've got this Guardian tech that does it. And it sort of, to me, it ruined it because it became then
an arms race.
Yeah, and then so what you got all the people who, if you're playing open, which I do prefer playing in open, all the people who got highly engineered ships just blast the crap out of everybody.
Yeah.
I went into battles where I wasn't shit at it, but I went into battles where I couldn't even see the other ship and it was dead within seconds, right? Because they were just so stupidly overpowered. And the other thing they started introducing these storylines. And they're extremely manufactured. So, and you get their Galnet, their little news service there, and they do it online. They'd say there's been a terrorist attack on these stations, or there's been a takeover. So a company trying to take over one of the the 3 or 4 main. I think there's 4 main ship manufacturers, and so it's just all this manufactured bullshit, as if they're trying to make headlines. And so it went from being a game where you could just absorb. Just go in the galaxy and you could do your combat, you could do your transport, you could do all that. But then they felt like people didn't have the attention span for that, and they had to add stuff.
So they're trying to access a demographic that wasn't necessarily interested.
Like they tried to marvel it in a way. They just tried to make it.
They tried to Skyrim it.
Yeah, we just need to add stuff there. And it took it from being a pleasant game that was just a joy to play. And you can still do it. And people will say online, they'll go, but you can still play it like that. I get it, but more and more, that other stuff is encroaching. Yeah. Like, if I play open and I get anywhere near a combat area...
So I assume there's, like open, semi, and then private or something like
that? There's private groups, open, and there's just where you can fly around and everyone's an NPC.
Yeah. Okay.
Basically. So, it's just... so Elite Dangerous it went down a bad path, and it went from being the 1-to-1 mapping of the galaxy was what people like me got in for, and sure, I got no problem flying just cargo around. I don't care. I'll fly like water around or something because it's just beautiful. It's just I can look at the space, but then it's like okay, there's been a terrorist attack on this space, and it's like oh god, you don't have to add bullshit to a game that it didn't. It doesn't need it. But it wanted to be bigger, and it needed to bring in the sort of crowd that wasn't interested in a game like Elite Dangerous.
Yeah.
So they turned it into something else to appeal to a crowd that's not the original
I
players.
could understand if they did that in a way to kind of shake up some of the economies. Do you know what I mean? It's
Well, they don't do real economies. See, what they've also done is they've gone in. They had some of the materials were really overly expensive and stuff. So there's some materials you could just get really rich mining. But what they did was they decided to rejig the economies on what you could buy and sell minerals for.
Okay, so it sounds great, yeah.
Problem is, they didn't go in and put in an actual economy. Like, if they did it, if Steam did this, they would have put in actual economy. You buy and sell, the amount, supply and demand, right? The amount that people were selling would impact the buying price and so on. So, but what they did was they just started manually tweaking value. So it got all really stupid. So you got, there's some ore that was like 700,000 credits to sell, and they went, oh well, that's like people are making too much. Well, let's just make it 500,000, and they just like arbitrarily just came up with numbers.
Yeah, gotcha.
And they've got a game. You've got servers. This is what irritated me. You've got servers that can map the entire galaxy. It can actually internally in the server, it maps out where every planet and every star in our galaxy is in real time. Yeah. So it's where it should be. But they can't do an economy for mining. So to me, Elite Dangerous has gone really downhill in the last 12 months or so. I've ranted how long for? We like 20 minutes.
About 4 minutes. It's fine.
Yeah, it frustrates me because it's a good example of taking a game and then trying to appeal to a wider audience, but making it into a totally different game.
Yeah, you should try Rebel Galaxy and Rebel Galaxy Outlaw. I think you'd like him.
Oh, yeah, Matty was talking about that. He was in love with it for a while. I should give it a shot. But yeah, Elite Dangerous is so disappointing to me. It's because they had something beautiful and they just decided to make it.
Play with it too much.
Decided, look, all these marveled it basically, or Star Wars it actually
Star
because
Wars
they made it even dumber. Yeah. Like it's just
it's now the solo of
Anyway, okay, cool. Let's go another story. But Elite Dangerous is disappointing.
Okay, that could be interesting. Let's talk about that off air.
What's that?
I just got a message from one of my gaming industry contacts.
Rumour. I'll have rumours for you tomorrow as well, but about other stuff. Okay, ranting about economy. It's not politics, Seppi. That doesn't count. It is. It's global politics. It's terrorism and stuff. Okay, let's go with politics one. Try not to trigger Jason. The game 6 Days in Fallujah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I wasn't really
interested. I know this story, yeah.
I wasn't interested in it, but I saw the news. Is it going to be political? Is it not going to be political? But I did read about apparently in the game they basically the developers said it's going to be political, but they can't avoid it
by its nature. How do you avoid that?
The Fallujah conflict was one of the not really defining.
The bloodiest touchstones of the Iraq
War. One of the most major battles of Iraq, and it was one where the American generals decided that they talked about shaping the battlefield to be in a way that they wanted to fight, because you can't really do like urban combat easily anywhere with a dug-in opponent, right? Yeah. So they basically
one that then accesses like clandestine arms, and one that integrates with the population.
And some
you think they would have learned after Vietnam, but apparently not.
I don't think they care. Yeah. But see, what they did do there, they did do things like they used white phosphorus on the civilian population, which is a war crime. But for some reason, war crimes aren't accounted if you're like Saddam Hussein
the Americans are immune from war crime prosecution.
There's two countries that are absolutely immune from it, but everybody else, war crimes are only for losers. Yeah. That's what I say. But so anyway, in the game, they've got 26 Iraqi civilians. She's a grader. Okay, well, now, Sephi made that comment just as a grader. He's talking about the story I told him about what the US troops did to the Iraqi soldiers in the first Gulf War. Do you know that one?
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Where they basically they were in the trenches, they just tipped sand on them and just smoothed it over. So they just basically plowed.
Yeah. Shout out to the Iranians in chat. Yeah,
they just plowed all the, and they're mostly conscripts. Just plowed them in the sand. Yeah. And then when the reporters who were embedded at that time, which was the start of death of journalism, as far as I'm concerned, when they decided to be embedded with the military, they turned up and there were no bodies or anything. because the US troops
literally
basically just buried them and just ploughed them.
Yeah. And keep in mind that all the weapons that they were facing at the American troops were bought from the Americans, but
well, they were supposed to be used on the Iranians, and that was their mistake. But the
well, I mean,
that was Schwarzkopf's a hero.
I was watching Chappelle Show the other day, and they had Negro Damas, which was where Paul Mooney was playing like a black psyche. It's like, why is George Bush so convinced that Iraq has weapons of mass destruction?
He sold them.
He goes, because they have the receipt. And I'm like, yep, that's true. That's very true. And that was of that era too. I mean, that was right as they were going into Iraq. So yeah.
There was that footage which apparently Oprah showed of Donald Rumsfeld shaking Saddam Hussein's hand, and the audience, because Americans are so, I don't want to stereotype it. Just look outside your own borders, for fuck's sake, at some point in your lives, Americans. They all gasped like, oh my God, one of our people met Saddam Hussein. Yes, because you guys were on his side. You were supplying all intelligence and everything. Anyway.
Yeah. Shout out to the Kurds and the Iranians. Yeah.
Did we get political yet? Okay. Now, 6 Days in Fallujah. Now, Fallujah battle was a pretty battle. And in fact, did you know also, I'll tell you another story. They had drones overhead in Iraq. And what they do is they'd just be recording. That
was pre-Predator drones and stuff like that.
Yeah, they would just record, and if there was like a bomb or something went off, what they would do is they would find the footage because they were filming the entire cities, right? And they would just play it backwards, and so they would track whoever planted until they could find where they lived. And they go and send them some democracy.
It's like the democracy. Afghan kids only play in the cloudy weather now. Democracy. Yeah.
So you're seeing drones over here. They might not be bombing. They might just be recording. So when you do put something anyway. There's 26 Iraqi civilians and dozens of troops are sharing their experience about the battle, and it'll be interesting. And this is why I started to think, well, is this going to be Spec Ops sort of thing? Is this going? Are we at the point? Will they do it? Will they be brave enough?
It was very clear from the get-go with this cretin who runs the place now that he's obviously one of those conservative kids, one of those Republican kids. It is such an easy sell to say, let's tell the story of Iraq. They're the ones who claim to be on the side of the Iraq veteran. They never are, because once you've been ground through the meat grinder, they don't kind of care what happens to you, whether you die because your legs fall off or you shoot yourself.
My personal view is that while I'm extremely anti-war, but I've known soldiers very well. If you are going to send a soldier to fight for you,
then you owe them the other end.
Then they should never have to work or anything for the rest of their lives. You should
citizenship. What is it? Citizenship.
I watched that.
Confirmed. No, confirmed. What's the word?
No, it's something.
Service guaranteed citizenship. Okay. That's it.
No, but I do believe that. As much as I'm absolutely strongly anti-war.
Yes.
If they send a soldier, if a country sends a soldier to fight, they have to then, when they come back, all medical taken care of, all living taken care of forever, because they have done something that the rest of
blood in your name,
and it's just, to me, a country and the politicians that send owe them.
I feel like
it's
I mean, again, that's a whole long conversation about the American compulsion. That's why they keep kids poor. That's why that's why they keep health bills and GI bills all behind the idea of service, because they need to do that. But the idea that Fallujah could ever have been separated politically is nonsense. You have to be political when you're talking about Fallujah. It was one of the turning points of George Bush's failed endeavours in Iraq, right? So you have to be political.
I still can't believe that people that hated Trump love Bush just because Bush hated Trump.
Don't even. He gave her a lolly though, didn't you fucker?
I still can't believe that.
And so
I can't believe people have forgotten about it.
No, he should have been on the. I always say,
everyone go watch Vice. Go watch Vice after the podcast. Just watch Vice, please.
Anyway. And so I feel like he could have easily sold it in early as, we're going to take veteran stories, because that's what the Republicans love to pretend they care about, is veterans, right? So I feel like it was an easy sell, and I feel now, after that first push of, we're trying to stay apolitical, we don't want to upset German-Girders or whoever, I feel like they've sullied any chance of them having an honest conversation about it now, because they pushed that first way.
Honestly, if they say Gamergate is not all Republican.
No.
I can guarantee that it is very split pro-anti-Trump, for example. Pro-anti. It is very split pro-anti-Republican. There is no solid political affiliation in the people, at least in the people who were relatively senior in that group. And I can guarantee.
Well, I've seen a couple of people who randomly appear on yours and others' feeds, who I know are very well involved in it, and suddenly, damn, they're suddenly pinkos now. It's interesting. Like they're getting to be pinko-y.
What it means is that people in a lot of them writing journalists, I'll have to put in quotes, try and put this link between Gamergate and Trump and stuff. It's not there.
Yeah.
Some
but
ideas were there.
It's not.
The people were not the same people.
Correlation isn't inherently causation. Like again, like I say, even with the change, you mentioned it earlier. I would say 30% are there because they're like dickhead shit posters. 10, 15, maybe 20% are there because they're trying to recruit for those kind of groups. I think that's a fair number. And 50% are kids, just absorbing whatever they're saying.
Maybe about 40% are FBI agents.
Yeah, true. I did forget the FBI agents.
Because I've said before, the chance of FBI agents LARPing as normies and normies LARPing as FBI agents, it's just full of that. All these inside info they always have.
More than anything else, I just feel like, I mean, I'm glad that they finally came to their senses, but I still feel it's a cynical marketing exercise, and that's just...
The Fallujah? Okay, they do, and the white phosphorus stuff, which is an evil weapon, they actually did admit, the developers, that it was used by the Americans, which is a war crime. We want it...
Let's be clear. Yeah, let's be clear.
It is, but they did use it against civilians, which is a horrid thing to do if you play Spec Ops at minimum. If you have a gaming link to see, but it is awful stuff. But it won't be in the game. So, but I'm really interested to see what they do because I hope they're not going to go a America fuck yeah sort of thing. Because if there's a story to be told, this is where gaming can tell an incredible story.
Yes.
And I hope they tell an incredible... If they just go...
we're going to say, I'm more convinced it's a cynical marketing exercise.
I'm going to keep an eye on it now. I'm going to keep an eye on it now. I wasn't interested, but now I am, because I want to see... Because gaming can tell these stories.
See if they got the guts,
Yep.
Well, I told you one of the games that I've kept on PS2 that's sitting in the back there is America's 10 Most Wanted, with Osama bin Laden as number one, and you like fist fight him in the caves of Afghanistan.
You still got your hat there, by the way?
I do.
Just that probably should be worn as we're doing this.
Operation Iraqi Freedom, boys. We did it. Mission accomplished.
Also,
what a macabre souvenir!
You don't have the deck of cards.
I don't have them here, but I do have a deck of cards with all of the Hussein. They're my kind of like. People wear death metal t-shirts and shit like that, right? And that's their like, oh man, like how edgy am I? That's my edgy. I wear that, and people just assume I'm like dickhead bogan because of it, and then I go full pinko on them, and they freak out a bit because I'm like, yeah, look, you guys will wear death metal shirts with people being hung, so this is about as close as you'll get. Like,
it's part of history. It's part of history that if we forget, it happens again.
Yes.
The 6 Days in Fallujah, we went around all over the place there. I'm interested to see what they do.
Yeah.
I crave another Spec Ops style experience. Yeah. I really do, and I want it to be that.
Like I say, I feel like Call of Duty in the last few years is... I mean, Modern Warfare 1... Have you played Modern Warfare 1, the original?
No, I played 2.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 1 as single player is worth it. For the 5 hours you play it, it's like $9 on Steam or whatever.
But I haven't played any others. Yeah, it's not my franchise.
Keep in mind that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 came out before Spec Ops, so it kind of did it first. But having, like, there's the scene where... you're running away as the British Special Forces unit. There's like 6 years you're running through. There's just a bunch of these like Russians, Uzbekis, all these kind of like Soviets, shooting at you, and you're like fucking bombs are going off, and there's like shot, and then the next scene is it cuts to the AC-130, and you're just flying like above everyone, and you're like, oh, got him. Oh, that's one for the highlight reel.
Ooh, and the gung-ho stuff like WikiLeaks exposed, and that's why...
Yeah, the juxtaposition of the two. Yeah. Just the way that they juxtapose them is as good as anything done in cinema. You know what I mean? Just the kind of like, compared to like on-the-ground soap and Price and all, it's just like, fucking what is happening? And then they're just not even... Nothing can touch them. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing the enemy has that'll touch them. And then from heaven above, like, it's like God's interjecting. It's just these really poignant moments. That was I would say Modern Warfare 1 was the first one to do it. That was Ampella. That was the split off when Thinkers, and they wanted more multiplayer because they knew that was where the money was.
Yeah.
But even Black Ops has touched on it a little bit in some of the early Black Ops games, and then obviously it's just gone full like conspiratard down the track. But it still has enough of a soul under it to be self-aware enough. I would say the one thing that they've had recently is self-awareness.
They did do the one with they pretended the Russians did the Highway of Hell.
Yes.
Highway to Hell.
Yeah, that was World at War. That was the first one that Treyarch did, and that was awful.
They did pretend that wasn't the Yanks, but that's the Yanks, and we're kind of stuck with them at least for a little while.
Yeah, for another 10 years, maybe.
Yeah, until they're completely broke.
Yeah, and that's it.
When they get another crazy president.
Yeah, well, the next one's going to be the scary one. That's the one they're not going to shake that easy.
My wife's convinced it'll be Ivanka.
Nah, it'll be Cotton or Hawkins or one of them.
Let's see, where's Stephen Hawkins? Oh, no.
No, different thing.
All right, cool. Not that we shouldn't really be quick to judge the Yanks and their choices.
At the moment, especially, yeah.
Okay, now, let's see.
You're not getting shot at for making that comment. That's a sign of a liberal democracy.
It's so weird explaining to Americans the difference between liberal in Australia and liberal in America.
Sure.
All right. Denuvo. How do you say it?
Denuvo.
That bullshit. Denuvo anti-cheat.
Anti-pirate.
It's in PS5 now. It's part of PS5.
That's true. Sony were flirting with that for PS4.
Why? Well, okay. See, I may be missing something here, but I get it on PC if you must. Because the game's installed and you can hack it, you can do mods. You can't do anything with the PS5.
The attack vectors on a PC are multiple. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the way
you
to describe it.
You can do it from like that's why PC has so much emphasis.
So why is it on PS5? What's going on there?
But they were flirting with it in PS4 days because they're still butthurt about GeoHots. And then PS4 got hacked pretty quickly, but obviously it was very on the DL and you could only play certain things and you had to update your firmwares and all that kind of stuff and it just being too hard. So they're trying to stave that off for PS5 because again it goes back to that thing of PS1 and PS2 were piracy havens, but they had DVD players and CD players. You know what I mean? Like they were...
Well, Sony was happy to because they wanted the market share and they didn't know how they got it.
Yeah, and so now they've got the market share. You're not gaining anymore. Anyone who's looking for the value proposition's gone Xbox, or they've gone PC. Anyone who's looking for that handheld experience, they've gone Switch. And you know what I mean? Like it's just that they have to rely on these new game sales and this launch hype.
Okay.
And it's just not there anymore.
Is it related to the next story I'm going to say?
I saw you switch over, so okay.
Yeah, because I'm jumping ahead. Take-Two CEO, I'm going to get this wrong. I'm going to butcher this. Strauss Zelnick. There we go. Reckons gamers are ready for $70 US dollar priced games, which is what, 120 here?
Yeah.
Okay, so games over $100. He reckons because of the extraordinary experience, lots of replayability because you've never seen that before. It's finally we get replayability, and he also said the last time there was a price increase for games was around 2005, 2006. So gamers are ready. I can tell you something that Strauss Zelnick doesn't get. In technology, everything goes down in price. And that's just the way it is. I can't sell my services and raise the price because it's always going down. And everybody else putting this down. It's just how tech works, right? You can keep the same price and provide more. It's really hard to raise prices in anything IT or tech related. Video games, this idea of $70 US games, 120 US, so this idea, this is only one console, isn't it?
I mean, pretty much.
This is only one. Yeah. Now, is this related to this push to have some sort of middleware Denuvo stuff?
So yes, Sony have pushed for $120 games. I'm pretty sure were the launch ones, $120. Demon Souls were $120.
That was one they quoted as being one of the awesome examples of value for $70 US. Demon Souls. Wasn't that a PS4 game reskinned?
3 game.
Yeah, that's good. That's value. Thanks for that. Anyway,
keep in mind, so Strauss Zelnick, CEO of Take-Two, so therefore boss of Rockstar, therefore boss of GTA 5 Online. So therefore...
He's not selling GTA 5 though for $70.
Exactly. If he turned around and said, GTA 6, $70, includes all your online stuff, includes all that, people would go, fuck yeah, that's great value. He won't, because that's not how they go. It'll be $70, it'll be $70 plus your shark cards, plus all your add-ons.
Yeah.
Plus, let's not pretend that he's just going to suddenly say, what we'll do is we'll charge $20 extra more at the start, and then we'll just not charge at the end. If that was the value proposition, I think people would. I think genuinely there would be an impetus to go.
But isn't that like saying right now you can actually buy some games up to 160, but you get the extreme pack, with all
with all the DLC
1 year's
stuff.
worth of DLC and stuff.
And so I think that's been the trade-off for the longest time, and I think that a lot of people are willing to do that. What was the last one I did it for? Far Cry 5. So I bought Far Cry 5.
I did for Mankind Divided.
Yeah. So the
Great
game,
value.
The game sucked. The game sucked. But the DLCs were
Go make a Marvel game, dickheads.
one was on Vietnam, one was on Mars, and one was a zombie one, right? And so they were all like single focus, one level experiences, couple hours each, and that cost an extra $25 or whatever. And I was fine with that because I'm like, all right, these are fun. Like I enjoyed them. They tied into the game tangentially, not in any meaningful way, but like one on Mars. One of the missions you do in Far Cry 5 is there's like a nerdy guy and you have to help him use his teleporter to go to Mars, and then it turns out he made it. And
I thought you just ran around shooting MAGA hats.
I mean, I wish.
Ben Cachero, what's his name?
Ben Cachero.
Fuckwit from Polygon.
Yeah. You have to narrow that one down.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the idiot from US video game media.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he wanted to just basically shoot Trump fans, which would go down great.
Look, I mean, I could go on for days about Ubisoft's cowardice.
Storm the Capitol. Good luck with your video game development building. Jesus.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So that's kind of the two problems of that is. I feel
squishy.
I feel like they did push out on Far Cry 5, but at the same time, it's like a lot of these people on my side of politics talk a lot of violence, and I just don't think they're cut out for it. Like, just don't think they got it in them. Like, we shall see.
Just line up behind the hairy dude.
I'm good, thank you. I know the few people who can come to my side if they want, but yeah. I'll show up later.
The ones that turn up in their body armor and their automatic
just
weapons.
walk away.
They
spare your life.
They do tend to be
walk away.
They do tend to be on the other side of politics.
Yes.
And I'm still convinced, and I've said this before, that the people who are turning up with their masks and that in black were actually plants. I've been convinced now. But anyway, we weren't going to talk about that.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
It is funny. Yes. I feel like Strzelnik, as always, Bobby Kotick says something, and in 10 years' time, as much as you hate it, he tends to be right. Strauss has a less relevant history of getting things right.
Okay, well, there's another idiot, PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan.
Oh, mate, Jimmy.
Okay.
Jimmy boy.
I didn't have to say that full sentence, did I? He actually said the $70 US price point is fair. His word was fair because... What? Why do you find that funny?
What the fuck is fair in a free market?
Why do you find that? Okay, because he said you get hours of entertainment more than other forms of entertainment. Now, he's right. I will grant him that. If I go to a movie costs me a fortune.
Lord in heaven.
But here's the thing, and this is why I'm saying is this why Sony's trying to put in strong anti-piracy stuff, because they know that everyone's going to go fuck paying $70.
Yeah. Movie gronks.
Okay, so meanwhile, over on the Xbox, you have Game Pass. So this whole $70 thing is coming from
one camp.
Yeah, and that camp probably is wrong.
So you can have the argument about Nintendo, because Nintendo and a lot of the Japanese companies really.
I don't think they're comparable.
No, yeah, but really their stuff goes on sale. But that's kind of a different problem. So Nintendo, Koei Tecmo have a bad habit of keeping their prices up high.
Nintendo's closest competitor right now is Steam.
Pretty much. The amount of random crap that shows up on goddamn...
It's ridiculous.
My Lord.
I buy 100 games for $20. It's all crap.
And then...
90% off and it's 35 cents or something. It's like, what?
So how I do it, basically, when I go through the new releases every 3 or 4 days, anything that looks interesting... I put a wish list item, right? And then what I do is I'll go through my wish list and see what's on sale and see if I'm still interested.
Yeah, it doesn't do that automatically. It's a pain.
No, and it's such a... Compared to Steam,
email me.
Steam will email me and go, that game you wanted, it's 40% off.
You want my money, send me an email and say my game's on special.
Perfect.
You put it on sale. I mean, I'm not stealing from you.
Yeah.
You chose to put it on sale. Tell me and I'll give you money.
Yeah.
Don't put it on sale and keep it a secret because I'm not going to buy it at full price.
You got to remember that Steam... Like, for all the things that Steam has done right, it has had to fumble the ball a lot to get to you. Like, we only got refunds, and you can thank the Australians for having refunds. You wouldn't have had it if you had just put up with your...
I have an Australian court case one coming up, but yes.
Yeah, so it was the ACCC versus Steam, and the ACCC won. So Steam had to offer refunds for us, and then suddenly everyone was changing their profiles to Australian accounts so they could refund items. And so then they just went, fuck, all right, whatever. And they did it. And that's why then he moved to...
Yeah, but no company, at the time, no company wanted to refund a digital product.
No, and Sony, good luck getting it from... Microsoft have done it, and okay, the two companies...
Well, it was Cyberpunk, but that was...
2 out of the 4 companies that I've dealt with... that I've had to deal with for refunds either through stolen credit cards or through mistakes. Microsoft, once you can navigate the Filipino call center, was very easy. They sent me an email, they blah, 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 blah.
I've always found Microsoft pretty good.
And reasons. Apple, believe it or not. Apple, I sent an email, got off on the phone with them. They said, hey, blah, blah, yep, your account got hacked by... There was a certain brand of iMacs that were on sale in China, and they had like root access to servers and stuff. It was weird. And so there was like a batch of like 10,000 of those became like the rarest thing that people were stealing and stuff. So someone bought $120 worth of credit. They apologized to me. They said, look, we're really sorry. Here's your thing back. We'll give you 5 songs as a thing. 5 songs on a store that doesn't exist anymore, by the way.
But Apple did turn them all to be non-DRM protected before they did that, which is handy.
Yeah. So of the two, Sony was a pain in the ass. You don't even bother like this. You have to fight them every step of the way, so be ready to fight them. And Steam process is easy now. It's not, you don't even need the person. As long as you've only had 2 hours on the game, or sub 2 hours on the game, you can just say, didn't like it.
Yeah, just make sure you leave a stupid review that's of no use.
What would do the point otherwise?
You look at the review. I do like on Steam. It tells you how long they played for the review.
Yeah.
And you get people that have played it for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And you go,
0.1 hour. Yeah, 6 minutes.
I don't want to see what you're saying. Like, but you get other people played 800 hours and they leave a review. I go, okay, maybe that person's. So anyway, and by the way, I played about 1,000 hours of Elite Dangerous. I'll just put that on record for what I said before. Anyway, so Take-Two CEO and whoever the idiot is, the CEO.
So wait for the GTA announcement to be it's some kind of PlayStation exclusive. Red Dead Redemption Remastered will be all platforms, and that's what they were pushing for. I reckon is to say that Red Dead Redemption Remastered should be $70. Yep. And you get the first game, the second. Well, you get the Red Dead Redemption 2.
I'll try and throw in some easy.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, you get access to the online, and you'll get gold or whatever, and you'll get the remake of 1 for the $70. I mean, that's a reasonable value proposition. If you said that to me, I'd go, I'd pay $120
But they
that.
will early to get you into that mindset.
And to get you in the mindset. That's exactly how they'll
and they're going to try and lock down the PlayStation more with the middleware to try and stop people. But it won't work because it never does. It's dumb.
And you'd think Sony would learn that lesson. I mean, again, that's another one that Sony got handy because that was the reason PS2s were so chippable was because they took a mob in Sydney, a guy in Sydney, to the High Court. They took him to federal court and they won. And then he took it to the High Court and said, they haven't provided access to these things. I've paid for their system. There is zero technical reason why this can happen. And I have an ability to chip my console so that it can play these games without any issue. Why am I being penalised for this? I've never pirated a game, which is probably bullshit, but whatever. And he won. He won in the High Court. No High Court in Australia. You'd have to go to the Privy Council. And I doubt even the Privy Council's coming to do that. They only do that to get rid of democratically elected Labor Prime Ministers. And so... and so Sony cracked the nanas, and that was why the PS1 had like the big PS2 had the big revision, and then PS3 was big, like a huge push on proprietary media and all that kind of stuff, and then they went after GeoHots. They literally sent like German SWAT teams in after him and stuff like that, like. Yeah, Sony, you would think they would learn a lesson, but they keep learning the wrong lesson, and it's only going to get worse now. The film gronks are there who don't understand the landscape.
They get away with it because they've got a defense
Harada,
force.
so Mr. Tekken Harada himself has opened a bar in Tokyo. He runs a pub because you can, and he films a podcast out of there, and one of his main guests is Ken Kutaragi, who just makes and he makes AI robots for lonely people now. He
just piss farting around because he's bored.
But that was what he always wanted to do. Like, for all the shit I give Kutaragi for the emotion engine and all that kind of stuff, you could tell he was just a tech nerd. You could tell he was... It's like Iwata, right?
I like tech nerds.
And Iwata was that guy. So, when the Wii U came out, like, it was a disappointment. But do you think it was more of a disappointment to anyone that was... Like, it was as big a disappointment to anyone as it was to him. Do you know what I mean? Like, and he insisted all the executive levels take a pay cut. He insisted that they all... You know, basically, dog ears chop off a finger, you know what I mean? Like the whole shebang. And then the Switch came out, and then everyone forgot what the Wii U was.
I'm Dave Allen.
Yeah. No, Requiescat and Punch. That's
that's what done something bad.
Yeah.
Actually, Daniel Chick.
Yeah.
Well, what a mystery that was. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
so I was surprised the reporting back then
Never touched on that one.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. You probably tried to go to another club and someone rang up and said you're staying put at your current club.
Yeah.
I know that's a different player I'm thinking of. That anyway. Yeah. So now, $70 games on PlayStation. Meanwhile, Game Pass just added 20 Bethesda games.
And we'll add all the
we'll
new
have
ones.
Halo Infinite will be Game Pass. I think we can call that now.
Yeah.
They're going to have that on Game Pass.
Well, I mean, it said it on the thing, so yeah.
Okay,
guaranteed. So any first-party owned Microsoft game is basically guaranteed for Game Pass. So I reckon Outriders is going to be Game Pass as well, which will bring a few people in as well.
So you can spend $70 per game on a US, 120 Australian, or 110 maybe, on a PlayStation game, or you can go spend $15 a month on Game Pass. Or there's a lot of people who just play phone games and think $2.99 is too much to pay. I think they are in a fantasy land right now. And
like I said, I think
how they're going to go.
They're coasting off the PS4 win. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I always say, they were smart. They capitalised when they should have, but to not give Sean Layden and Andrew House and all those people the credit they deserve for being smart enough to jump on the fumbled ball.
Oh, they should have given Don Matrick a lifetime achievement award.
Mate, he should be Sony Defence Force Hall of Fame. Like he was Agent Don. Well done, Agent Don. Payments in the mail. Like and so
Don Matrick is a legend.
Yeah. And so I feel like
he's the gold spink of Sony.
Who's the herd? Yeah. And so I feel like they're taking that enthusiasm and that level of the enthusiasm around their exclusives and all that kind of stuff, and they're running with it in the wrong way. I don't know. It's just they're coasting for now. They're riding on their and I just feel like Spencer's just going to come and eat them up. Like,
I still think they're a dead company and they just don't know it. They made a lot of money and people are going to say, but they made money.
Yeah, and the move away from Japan, move away from the heartland will hurt them, and
they don't understand it anymore.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see a full Chinese buyout of Sony at some point. I would call that in the next 10 years.
Tencent.
For sure.
Well, they own everybody.
They
own like 10% of
for
every
the chip plants alone. Yeah, for the chip plants alone. I mean, it's one of those things. When you buy Alpha Undies from Kmart and stuff like that, right? You're buying what
I've actually got them.
Yeah,
my wife bought
you're buying what is effectively Bonds undies, because Bonds Sue Morfitt moved Bonds operations overseas, right? That was our fault for not buying enough Bonds, apparently. Even though we were happy to pay the $20 markup on Bonds because it was made locally, but it was our fault.
My wife should buy. Undies turn up in my drawer.
I used to buy Bonds all the time, right? Because
sometimes they're loose, sometimes they're tight. Just whatever she saw on special.
Oh yeah, welcome to that era of your life. Yeah.
I'll be singing for a little while with these on.
Yeah, I look. For what it's worth, if anyone wants to know my underwear habits, I only ever wear.
Oh, hang on. Pants watch.
Yeah, I'm watching.
No pants today.
Oh no, they're shorts. It's for undies.
Like, don't pull them up.
Anyway,
please.
All I basically own from undies are Uniqlo's. Uniqlo undies are fantastic. Their Air Sim range is the best you can have if you want them.
I like their t-shirts, but I can't find any that fit a fat bloke like me. They're all about Japanese size.
Japanese bloke. I get in them because it's like,
that's a stereotype.
I buy for my shoulders and the rest fits, and then I'm lucky. But yeah, if you got any kind of
it's
like,
funny when we're walking around Japan, you, me, Prospect is a big boy as well, and they're all like, holy crap, you guys are massive.
I talked about the time I was on the train. We're on the train out of nowhere, and because everyone won't sit next to you because you're a gaijin, and then if you're a big gaijin, you got no hope. So I got like the whole row of three to myself, and then across from me there's like a rugby player. He's like a Japanese rugby player. So he was a big boy too, especially for a Japanese bloke, and he just had his bag there. He was like, no one wanted to sit next to him because he was sweaty from thing, and he just looks at me. He's like. That was it. Because we're just every bit of the train is packed, and it's just us two sitting on three chairs. We're like, it's like big
boofy blokes bonding. So just I'm sure I've seen internet videos of that.
Hands up. Yeah.
All right. Another gaming news. Okay, court news. We're getting dangerously close.
We've got about 5 minutes, I'd say.
All right. Epic Games is suing Google. Suing Google for anti-competitive conduct
in Australia.
Do you know why? Because our government are idiots, and they know they figure they got a good shot. Because right now our government
Google is scared,
rudderless. And they've seen what they did with to them over the News Corp payments, and they're going, that's the place to go. Yeah. Is it to screw Google?
Because we have strong consumer protection laws. Because we have these things. And that was how Steam got screwed, and so that's why Epic has decided they're going to go after Google. So for all this talk of free free Fortnite. It's not about freeing Fortnite. It's about Tim Sweeney getting as much money as he can out of your little kids.
Video gamers, Donald Trump, I've said it before. So they're actually butthurt that Fortnite got taken off the Google Play Store. Personally, I think that the court should reward Google with that and
just take the money they've got to pay to Murdoch and say this is the fee.
This is a big thank you payment for saving some children from playing a shit game.
Have you seen the crossovers, the crazy crossovers they've had?
All the characters?
Ryu and Chun-Li.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Also, there was a news article I saw. It had why isn't Chun-Li in something, right? And it had some girl with some guy in like an arm hold, right?
Yeah.
And it was, I could get out of it. It's just, and they're just like, anyway, it's one of my pet hates, and they do it on movies. And these skinny little girls have never been to the gym, right?
Yeah.
And they're like wrestling guys, like bigger than me.
Yeah,
I get that there's some skill, but to a point.
Yeah. To me, it's one of those things where it's like, when you're talking like Captain Marvel versus Superman, it's they're both superpowered aliens.
She's a superhero.
Yeah, they're both superheroes. It doesn't matter.
Tesla, whatever shit it was, Tesla Act or. Whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, whereas when you're talking...
The power of arrogance.
When you're talking that small thing, that's why, as much as it's a trope of, like, stealthy female assassins and stuff, it's like, you use what you've got to your advantage, your speed and your agility. Like, that's usually where the advantage lies.
Yeah, but if you're going to do a stand-up wrestle or fist fight with a guy that's, 4 times your size... Yeah. Even this is the thing that guys learn at some point in their life. The size counts to a fair bit. Yeah. There's this bigger difference between a really big guy and a really small guy as there is between a woman and a man.
Yeah.
And
that goes. I mean, of all the days to bring it up, that goes to that conversation around like violence and stuff like that. There is that disparity, and that's why it's important to be aware of that disparity and be aware of the implications of that.
And it's I always say with those things, it's how you treat that power imbalance. There's always power imbalance in some way, and it's how you use it. Do you use it to put other people down and to dominate them, or do you use it to help them and
raise them up? Yeah, exactly.
And what we see, and we've seen it for decades in politics. The example set is to put people down, and even others that are down wanting to drag everyone else down to a low level, rather than everyone saying, "Let's lift up."
Well, that again,
and a powerful man should be lifting up. A powerful man in politics, lifting up. In sports, in media, should be lifting everybody up.
Yep.
But that's not what happens, and that's the bad example you set for other boys coming through. It's a bad example you set for women because they see that. And also, if I was a woman and I'm looking right now at some of the stuff going on with famous people in Hollywood and famous people in politics in Australia and the US, I'd be going, of course there's a big patriarchy plotting against me because it fucking looks like it.
Yeah. If it walks like a duck and sounds like a duck,
it's not. It looks like it. Anyway, I've gone on a rant. But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no. I think it's all fine. It's all very relevant to the conversation today. But yeah, I feel like again, it goes back to that conversation. I don't feel sorry for Google. I have no soft spot for Google / the CIA or NSA or whatever they really want. Really are Alphabet Agency, whatever they want to call themselves.
It's funny they call Alphabet just.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. So all I can see is my problem with Chun-Li, with Fortnite Chun-Li from Huss. The next sentence is going to be something about her thighs.
Where'd they take her thick legs to?
Because you don't have the big. Because that was one of the ongoing memes of.
Or did they take them out?
No, they just because she has to fit the character models, so she doesn't have the kung fu thighs. Because if you ever
that's like her. That's her defining thing.
Spinning bird kick and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. You get thighs from that. You know what I mean? Like that was always the thing.
Also, there's some debates about female body shapes that are actually some of the ones people complain about are actually real.
Yeah.
So like I find it weird. There's all these days. Real women don't look like that. Actually, some do.
Yeah.
It's like
I hate to break it to you. Let's wind that conversation.
It's a very strange argument. I keep seeing somewhere. Real women don't have big breasts. You know what? Actually, some do. Yeah. Like it's just like why are we having that? Why is that?
Yeah. No, I mean, look,
it
gets in that silly thing where it's like they have literally like the proportions where you couldn't do it, and it's the same when you see like muscular men in things. It's like if you were that bad, like the idea that you could swing a sword all the way across your body is impossible because you couldn't move from this. Like you would literally be unable to move your lats because they're so big if you were that big in real life. And it's the same similar thing with women where it's like, well, yeah, some people look different. I hate to break it to you. Everyone's got like a different I don't know. Like it's
they do.
It seems like a hard concept for people to understand, but I don't think it is. Like,
but you actually have the same discussion about us men.
Yeah, it's a different conversation, and that's why I say like that's the male gaze conversation. We can have this off.
But I do wonder sometimes is people say, oh, but men don't get threatened or bothered by that because of patriarchy. But maybe
it's all patriarchy.
Maybe it's the other way around.
It's all patriarchy.
No, but maybe it's the other way around.
What?
Maybe the fact that it's not bothering. Maybe the fact that it's not an issue is why that imbalance is there. Yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's not. Maybe everyone's got it the wrong way around.
Mate, look, yes, but look, I feel like a lot of these. Again, it's one of those things. It's the marketing exercise. The left can't market. Patriarchy is a real concept. It's just you can't call it patriarchy because you're kind of putting people offside the second they hear it.
Yeah, well, because it's like when people say white supremacy, and you go, okay, well, you do that, but you're lumping all of us in. And, and that's and it's actually I've said many times, if you want to look at a lot of the anti-white stuff, especially coming to the US, replace rich or wealthy, replace white with rich or wealthy, and it actually
because that is what you mean. Because when it's also known that like. Again, obviously, most in the 20th century, that was the predominant viewpoint, and that's shifting. And I think people need to be aware that that's really shifting. But yeah, you are saying white. You're saying this American staleness to the culture, and that's always my thing. Is you see like
it's American supremacy.
Correct.
When you talk
U.S. cultural hegemony, and I know I've said that thousands of times.
If America was a different color, they would still be bombing. People in the Middle East for their oil, right?
Manifest Destiny
it's not necessarily a white thing. If America were all African Americans running it, and you can see now, like Biden posted that thing about, look, all the generals of the U.S. Army now are all women, right?
There's still more women, more mongers.
So what? So it's okay to bomb the Arab people now to take their oil? Like how did we get to a point where we think that's anyway?
But that is when you want to talk that woke left. That's that woke left where it's like have to put the
but that's people that are redefined left in a way that they're wealthy and privileged. It's a way they can take part.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be right, because they see the right as all the worst things that right is, and especially in America.
It's true.
But they want to. But so they're not them. But they want to call themselves left. But then they look at the left and they go, oh, but the left cares about working class and poor people. Yeah. But I'm not working class or poor, so I have to redefine left.
Yes.
And now I'm going to say left is. Wanting more women generals, right? And then I can take part in it. Then I can pretend that I'm left. And the real people on the left that care about the working class are being told to fuck off.
Yeah.
It's a redefinition of it. And it's what actually will kill any left movement way quicker than anything else.
So that's what I say. When people say that like the Dems are like Labour here, no,
they're not.
No, because Labour's left faction is at least sizable. It's like 30-40%, right? Granted, the right faction's been the one in power. That's why they're so willing to... They've been dragged so far right by John Howard and co that they make some very bad policy decisions. And as a Labor right, I'm not a big fan of all their policies. There's a lot of policies that they got either wedged on or dragged to that I don't agree with. But
often by the Greens.
Let's not even go down that road. But like, there's enough Labor left to give me
a message here from Dan.
Yeah. There's enough Labor left. I mean, Albanese's Labor left, Quibsec's Labor left. It's just a shame.
Yeah, but America's got two Liberal parties.
Yes.
They've got
two Liberal parties.
Scott Morrison,
AOC, Bernie, and what's her name, Imran Omar. Like
the thing. Hey, we went politics.
We did. We don't normally do that.
No. Well, a long way in, so we don't. Okay,
we should wrap. It's about an hour.
Okay, I'm going to quick ones. Beyond a Steel Sky is coming to PS4, Switch, and Xbox. A sequel to one of the greatest Amiga point-and-click adventures.
It's been on every other platform,
yeah, but it's coming to console now. One for Don, if Don's still with us. Hamilton is now. You go to YouTube, you can see Hamilton performed entirely in Animal Crossing. Someone has spent hours making. Are you googling it now?
I'm googling that.
Google Hamilton Animal Crossing. It is a thing. I actually sent it to my daughter earlier. She's probably still watching it. There you go. There's Act 1.
I'll make it so they can't play it.
Play
it over the podcast.
Hamilton so Don just ran off. If he was listening, he's just bolted to open a new browser tab. Another quick thing I had was EA Sports employees allegedly or have been accused of selling FIFA 21 Ultimate Team players, icon players. I don't know anything about what this is, but it's soccer, it's bullshit, I don't care. But anyway, apparently the top 100 biggest players are called icon players. They're really hard to get if you do it normally. But on the black market, you can buy apparently allegedly off EA employees, 3 icon players for €750. You can buy. Some people sell them up for €1,000. The tradable ones, which apparently really hot property. Again, I don't know, I might have this wrong, but apparently they go for €5,000.
Yeah.
So if you want a tradable Beckham or something, I don't know, he's a soccer player. I don't know any others. So if Marty's listening, hi Marty, sorry. Soccer, that's your game. I don't know anything about it. So anyway, and did I have anything else?
I think that's it.
PlayStation's insane. Let's get it done. Halo, no, dual wield, 6 Days in Fallujah. Oh, PAX Oz. PAX Oz is happening in real life, 8 to 10 of October. So the video game, like the in crowd, the cool kids can all hang out together while the public goes out and plays in the main hall. That's about it.
Easy.
And if the borders are closed due to COVID, apparently you'll get your money back on your ticket.
Yes, that is what I've been told.
Which is a very nice thing.
So if you've got it and you're infected, you can't travel, they'll also refund you if you provide them with the details.
That's good, and that's probably a good way to
I think it's going to be that's going to be going forward. I think you'll find a lot of cancellation policies will frame themselves around this from now on going forward. But to be fair, PAX was always pretty good with their cancellation policy. Like if you, let's say you broke your foot or whatever, and you send them an email with enough time.
I can do that.
Don't refund you.
Oh, it's better than getting COVID.
Yeah.
I'm going to Hamilton soon in Sydney.
You are in Sydney, yeah. Enjoy that.
So
is that around Easter or?
We're allowed to cancel the whole thing, get our money. Oh, not Hamilton, but the hotel and everything. 48 hours notice.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Rare. Yeah.
All we had to get a nice place because it ran out.
Yeah.
They announced the vouchers
Run,
to go.
yeah.
Everyone's jumped on the phone and booked a holiday, bastards.
I forgot that's the thing.
I need a place to stay.
Yeah, Jamie was saying he got flights to Sydney for $110, which is not bad.
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it, you bastards. I'm looking on the sites and the price of hotel rooms are going up as I'm looking. You know
that shit, don't you? If you're on bookings or whatever, just go to a...
use porn mode.
Yeah.
And then I had to explain to my wife what that meant.
Yeah.
She was browsing the Age and that, and she kept getting asked, you've used your 30 article. I said, use porn mode. And she's like, what's that? And I'm going,
I heard about it. Jason said something once,
can we just call it incognito? Maybe we'll just rewind.
You're probably wondering how I got here. Yeah.
All right, everyone go off and watch Hamilton in Animal Crossing on YouTube. That's it. Thank you.
The Twitch streams for Couch Rose will be up on the weekend for Rambat. If you're in Melbourne, come on down. Yeah. If you're in Melbourne, come on down. FGC this week. Thing next week we'll have Couch Rose League streams tomorrow and Wednesday Street Fighter and Tekken respectively. So join in for those. I better set that up tonight.
We did half the podcast in the last 5 minutes, which means we could probably only do a 20-minute podcast and get away with it.
It's true.
Anyway, newgameplus.tv is the website to go to. New Game Plus TV, all one word, on all your favourite social media networks, except Gavin Parler. Sorry about that. And anything else we need to say? That's it.
I think I'm done. Parler.ru will miss us, but we'll survive. So
Acorn/New Game Plus. No, it's not.
On that note, see you all later.